Gillespie Curry Jr., also known as MG, Norman, Norm, Abby Normal, and Abby Norman. He was born in Chincoteague, Virginia, the third and fourth kids of a career sailor and his lovely wife. You may have heard of Chincoteague Island. Every summer, wild ponies from Assateague are rounded up and they swim over to Chincoteague, where they are penned up and their foals are auctioned off. Unlike the ponies, Chincoteague Norman refused to ever be penned in. He lived his life just the way he wanted. Norman grew up in Rockville, Maryland. Over the course of one summer, MG could often be found out in front of the Good Humor truck buying ice cream. He wasn't just buying ice cream for himself. He was buying ice cream for all the neighborhood kids in addition. That was his big heart. Unfortunately, it didn't go so well for him when it was discovered that his largesse was funded by Dad's coin collection. I would personally like to think the Good Humor man was able to retire just a little bit earlier with some of the rarer coins and silver certificates MG passed to him. Norman took up the saxophone in grade school. This began his lifelong love of music. He became a member of his high school marching band. Not just a member, he was the drum major, something he was quite proud of. I cannot imagine him being anything other than a drum major out front waving his baton with all eyes on him. He certainly would have been less happy trying to march to someone else's cadence, trying to maintain perfect rank and file amidst the rest of his bandmates. He had to be out front. We had a roller skating rink near our house in Rockville. Norm, of course, was not content to skate around and around and around the rink like the rest of the neighborhood kids. He took roller skate dance lessons. He found himself a partner, and he danced in roller disco contests at the local rink. I had left home by then, but I understand he was quite good. After high school, he found himself without direction. Mom and Dad had gone off to Arizona, and he was in Maryland on his own, something he wasn't ready for. He found himself a couple of months behind in rent payments. Not surprising, because he wasn't very good with money, asked the Good Humor man. So Dad offered him a lifeline. He would send him money to relocate to Arizona and would give him a place to live. But Dad feared any money sent to Norm would be quickly blown and he would still be drifting about Maryland. So he came up with a scheme to send him just enough money to make one day's journey west. At his destination for the day, he would find money at the Western Union to buy food, get a room, and buy gas for the next day's journey. In this way, Norm made it to Phoenix. On one leg of the trip, the drive he had to make was extremely long. He had to drive all day and a good part of the night. Dad always claimed it was a geographic miscalculation. I suspect he may have been getting some revenge for his depleted coin collection. Relocation definitely helped Norman's financial situation, but he still lacked direction. As he wandered through the Sonoran Desert, God sent Norm what he was missing. He sent Amory, the love of his life, who took him by the hand and led him to the promised land. She saved him. She made him whole. Amory, his daughter Danielle, and his 3 grandchildren, Nicholas, Aiden, and Celeste, were the center of his universe. They allowed him to give full range to that big heart of his. Norm, Amory, and Danielle put down roots in Phoenix, and after some years moved very near to where his niece Sarah lived while she was going to college. Norm decided to share the college life with her. Not the studying and the exams or anything like that. The headstands and the beer bottles.
Yep.
Sarah said, with Norm, I finally found someone who could match my level of energy. He would say things for the shock value. She concluded, I realized that under that loud and crazy exterior, he had a heart of gold. He was a very loving uncle. Sarah's brother Eric also had enduring memories of Uncle Norman. He remembers Norman torturing, tickling, and being obnoxious with his mother, or with Eric's mother whenever he came to visit. Torturing his sisters was something Norman perfected very early in life. Norman did not do these things to be mean. He just had this ornery, mischievous streak that he could not deny. Eric, and I love this, said, I always thought of him as my crazy uncle. He reminded me of Cousin Eddie from National Lampoon Christmas Vacation. Norm could definitely be a goofball, but unlike Randy Quaid's obnoxious Cousin Eddie, Norm did it intentionally. Norm successfully tried his hand at a variety of jobs throughout his time in Arizona and later in North Carolina. Delivering newspapers from his car, installing security systems, and laying asphalt, just to name a few. He was also a wizard with computer hardware. Norm lived life on his own path, no traditional 40-year career, with a gold watch and a pension for him. His most important vocation was caretaker for his chronically ill mother-in-law, Jan. He took this responsibility for her care very seriously and spent many hours learning about her condition, in addition to providing actual care. My mom tells me that he was so attentive to Jan's needs that he was able to catch issues she was having early and then notify the doctors. Norm was a man of many interests. He was an avid online gamer. He spent many hours, many days, many nights in make-believe online worlds that, I'm sure to his delight, encouraged him to live however he wanted to. He also loved cruising. Anne-Marie had actually suggested cruising to him as something they could do together. His initial hesitance quickly gave way to avid enthusiasm. He talked to me more than once of moving to Florida after Anne-Marie retired, not for the sun and the sand, not for the benefits of no state income tax. He wanted to be as close as possible to the multiple Florida cruise ports. He took up the guitar and loved to write and sing love songs for Anne-Marie. Norm was the hopeless romantic. He had a poet's soul. In another life, I could imagine him as a singer-songwriter. He was also a big Atlanta Braves fan. Just a week before he left us, with everything else he was dealing with, he had to pull out his Greg Maddux jersey that he had bought on an earlier trip to see the Braves and show that to me. That was just a pride and joy to him. Not surprising when the grandkids think about Norm, is also often associated with baseball. Nichols said, my favorite memory is when we went on a trip to Atlanta to see the Atlanta Braves baseball game. Celeste said, it made me happy when he got me an Atlanta shirt and shorts. Despite the fact that my mom is a fan of Atlanta's NL East rival, the Washington Nationals, Norm and Mom were able to peacefully discuss baseball while sharing a drink and a snack during summer afternoons. Everyone has their own memories of Norman. Anne-Marie wrote me, Norm was my sunrise, my sunset, my triumphs, my failures, my confidant, my best friend, my soulmate. We loved nothing more than to do everything together. Danielle said, I miss him so much. He was not only my dad, but one of my closest friends. He was always there for me no matter what. He taught me how to love kindly. He took every opportunity to share his wealth of knowledge with me. Asked what he would miss about his grandfather, Aiden explained, "I miss when he would jokingly yell, 'Get out of my truck.'" No wonder the grandkids laughingly refer to Norm as Grumpy Grandpa. As for me, there are two lyrics from Steely Dan's Deacon Blues that I cannot hear without thinking of Norm. The first, "I learned to work the saxophone. I play just what I feel." And he did. The second, "This brother is free. I'll be what I want to be," which he always was. Goodbye, Angie. We love you.